My pranams to all Atmajyothis, light of the self. Today we are going to contemplate on the meditation, dhyana. Sutra number 3.2. Tatra prati ekatarana dhyanam. When there is a concentration and there is vibration with the one, that is called dhyanam or meditation. So let us understand this sutra. We analyzed it in a different way yesterday. Today we look at it in a different way. In normal state of the mind, there are thoughts are arising independently. There are a large number of thoughts arise from subconscious impressions. As I told many times, there are more than about 50 to 60,000 thoughts per day, and most of them are rising from the subconscious and unconscious impressions. And most of these are random. They come from somewhere. If you sit for half an hour and observe your thoughts, the thoughts just pop up and there's not much of synchronicity with the thought. They're all scattered. Randomness is there in the thoughts. Now, when the mind is focused on an object, a right kind of object. There are many kind of objects we can focus on. For enlightenment or liberation, we have to focus on a right kind of object which can uplift you, uplift the mind. So when you focus on that, the concentration is there. So then what happens? The mind gets a penetrative ability to penetrate deeper into the object. So when it penetrates deeper into the object, what happens? Any object has a gross form, a subtle form, a causal form, a transcendental form. Gross, subtle, causal and transcendental form of any object. A mind which is concentrated is able to penetrate into the nature of the object. From grosser to subtle to causal it moves. And when it settles, goes beyond causal, it settles on the transcendental. Now what's happening in the process? The random thoughts are becoming unified. There's no more randomness in the thoughts. The mind is focused like a beam. So once you hit the transcendental, the mind is resonating with the transcendental. Now, the thoughts are arising from the transcendental. Thoughts are not coming randomly from the unconscious. The mind is tuned to the transcendental. When the mind is tuned to the transcendental, whatever you experience, there is a uniformity or there is a coherence in the thoughts. Have you heard of the laser beam? The laser beam is nothing but light. The laser can cut through any metal. Laser beam can be used to cut through stone, metals, diamond. How is it possible? Light can cut something. It is possible to cut with the light because all the particles of the light, they resonate in coherence. That's what laser is about. There is a resonance of the light. There is a coherence of the light. Now, because of the coherence of the light, there is a tremendous energy in that light. It can cut through the metal, cut through the stone, cut through the diamond. A single narrow beam of light has that ability. Now, what about the mind, which is become focused and sharp like a razor? It can penetrate the object from the grosser to the subtle to the causal and realize the transcendental. That's what happens. The thoughts resonate with the universal consciousness. This is what is dhyana, is meditation is about. Now there are no longer random thoughts. Now what happens when your thoughts resonate with the natural, the universal consciousness? What happens? What happens? Earlier, all your thoughts were in tune with the subconscious impressions. You are living in a private prison of your own, the body-mind prison of your own. The individual was living in a body-mind limited prison, a self-created prison. And all impressions are nothing but churning out of the past impressions. The past impressions are nothing but a garbage can. You keep on going through that impressions again and again. Now instead of that, the mind is finding its source in terms of the transcendental. When the mind finds the source in the transcendental, the thoughts are not limited to the individual ego, individual impressions, but they are in tune with the universe. They are in tune with the universal reality. When your mind is thought is in tune with the universal reality, what happens? You are in tune with the natural law of the universe. Thoughts are coming from the dharma, the natural law. That's called dharma. When you are living in your private prison of subconscious impressions, you are cut off from the natural law, cut off from the dharma. The living becomes only for survival. A person lives for fight or flight, most of the survival instincts. Now the thoughts are arising, our thoughts are in tune, in harmony with the natural law, dharma. When the thoughts are in natural law, because of your tuning of the mind to the transcendental, the supreme reality, the inner self, the I am principle, then thoughts become pure. They resonate with the universal consciousness. Your actions are no longer self-centric actions, because thought leads to actions. Earlier thoughts were leading to selfish actions. Now thoughts are leading to unselfish actions, or rather selfless actions, because selfless is you are in tune with the universal self. When the thoughts are in tune with the universal self and actions are unselfish in nature, naturally infinite good merit comes to that individual because of the law of karma, karmic impressions, karma. So then what happens? The universal laws which obey the master, which is the Lord of the consciousness, the universal laws or natural law are in tune with the consciousness, universal consciousness, right? Like for example, the government makes the law for the citizens. Okay, the laws are in tune with the government of that country. Similarly, natural laws of the universe are in tune with the universal consciousness, the supreme reality, the transcendental reality, dharma. So right now you have started following the laws of dharma because you are in tune with reality. So when you follow the dharma, naturally the laws of the universe will work for you rather than work against you. It is like being a good citizen following all the laws of the country. So you pay the tax, you make sure that you don't violate any legal system of the government. So you are not troubled by the government. Similarly, when you violate the natural law of the universe, dharma, the individual gets into trouble. He may not know the natural law. Right? So the trouble is called karma, karmic impressions. It is like swimming against the current because you are swimming against the natural law when your mind is in tune with subconscious impressions, not the higher reality. Now, because of dhyana, meditation, the mind has got tuned to the higher consciousness, to the supreme reality, the transcendental reality, and thought process in sync with the universal reality, the natural law. So, the person gets abundance in the material world, good physical health, because the mind and the body are the two coins of the same reality. When the mind is peaceful, the body becomes relaxed. Earlier the mind was random. It is causing infinite number of waves which are impacting the body. Now the mind is coherent, in sync. So the body becomes healthy. Body becomes relaxed. The nervous system becomes very relaxed. The mind becomes peaceful. The peaceful mind gets tuned to the universal consciousness, the transcendental reality, and works in accordance or in tune with the natural law of the universe. And no doubt, there's an all-round harmony in the life of the individual. This is called dhyanam.